Hey guys, how are you? It's Alyssa Schomaker here. I am here to talk to you guys on our social media week about using Facebook like pages for your business. In case you guys don't know, I have a brand, and so my business is ran a little bit different than how some of you guys run your business, but I have a very specific niche of people that I like to work with. Hopefully you guys understand who your niche is too, and so you guys can really apply this information to your businesses as well. But my niche is really people that are in healthcare. So I came into the business because my grandpa died of heart disease and diabetes, and I was a nurse for 15 years, and this is something that was near and dear to my heart. And so I became a Beachbody coach for that reason, to run challenge groups. And so kind of out of the blue, I created the name of Fit Nurse because I just felt that it would speak to who I wanted to attract, other nurses that were in healthcare and was seeing some of the same things that I saw. I was also looking for professionals within my business. And then on that other side of it, it kind of gave me the educational component to kind of set me apart from other Beachbody coaches. So that's kind of how I came up with my name. I started my business page about probably 3 months after I became a coach, and it just kind of like all fell into what I decided to do. I always think that it was just kind of like the hand of God of why, because I'm not a very creative person, but I always felt like he had his hand in my business. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit how I use my page. I'm going to go here to a screen share so you guys can see my page. And then we can go from there. So this is my page here. It's nothing really fancy. I use a health and fitness website because I do have a blog that I use quite frequently that has a lot of information that's particular just to clean eating, training, tips, all of that kind of stuff. So that, again, it's very specific to health and wellness. So that's why, if you're wondering why I, name my page underneath a specific area, that's why I did the health and wellness website. But what I do is I traditionally post here 3 or 4 different times a day. I always have whatever I'm inviting to here pinned to the top of the page, as you guys can see this. So this is a challenge or a post that I did about coaching. It's very specific to the people that I try to attract into my business. So I always use this space though and make sure that it is always pinned to the top. So hopefully you guys are utilizing that. But what I love about this is that I actually can target my audience. One thing that you can't do on your regular Facebook page is target your audience, and you're really limited by timing your posts at certain times a day on who is going to see your posts. The beautiful thing is this insights tab that comes along with your Facebook like page. And as you guys can see, I can see what my engagement is. I can see what my reach is. I can also tell what my audience is so that when I go and I boost my posts, I know who I should be boosting posts for. And then it just gives you so many different kind of insights. The other thing is it looks back at my posts of what is getting the most engagement. And as you guys can see, all of my things that get the most engagement actually have to do with nursing. They have nothing to do with health and fitness coaching, nothing to do with Beachbody at all, but I'm just very much speaking to my market with these kind of posts. So if I go and I post something about a green smoothie, I don't get as much as reach as if I do with my posts that relate to nursing. And this is something that I kind of picked up by watching my insights of what my audience really likes to see. So obviously I post more of things that my audience likes to see because I am pitching to my niche, right? So it has nothing to do with Beachbody whatsoever, but I'm pitching to my niche. And I think that that's really important for you to understand. The other thing is that you can see is that my videos tend to get a lot of views as well. So I try to do a lot of videos over here. Try to keep my videos in between the 15-30 second route. That tends to be what audiences look at the most. And I just really like this feature. So this is why I feel like your business page is so important, because you guys can see when, my engagement is up, when I should know how to post, what days. So, if I'm looking at this, I want to make sure that I'm posting, for me, it's Thursdays and Fridays. And then also, tends to be more in the evenings as well. As you guys can see over here, this 9 o'clock range, and then also around the 3 o'clock range. And I get some engagement here around 9 and 12. So, it's traditional 9, noon, 3, 9. If I wanted to post 5 times a day, that's when I want to be doing my posts. I don't schedule my posts, but you guys can use that feature. I just haven't used that feature because I have actually, my assistant is doing this part for me. So she's the one that we come up with content together, and then she posts it for me, just so that I don't have to create like a bunch of different nursing memes and that kind of stuff. So she does that stuff for me. We just come up with the content, but she actually posts it all together. So what I really, really want to share with you guys is, when I first started my page, I boosted my page for likes. And that was just basically to get an audience onto my page. So I used to just boost my page for likes. I didn't necessarily boost my page for posts necessarily. I'm not somebody that creates any ads. So I know that a lot of social media training out there, especially for Facebook like pages, really talks about boosting your page for ads, but I don't do that. So what I actually do is, if I scroll down here, I can show you that they will tell you, Facebook will tell you what posts are engaging. And as you can see, so it told me like this post here was an engaging post. So I could boost this post here for like $10 a day. And I might do this, like I might just boost like a different post, let's say a couple posts a week. Sometimes I'll boost one post if it really got a lot of engagement. And again, it has nothing to do sometimes with Beachbody, but if I see that it gets a lot of engagement, then I might boost that, which means that I'm going to get more likes and more views on my page. The thing with this is that you're competing with space with other accounts. And so I look into the fact that, even before I really had the money to spend, I still invested into my business. I didn't have a huge social media following like some of the other top coaches do. And so this was one way that I could really speak to my niche and grow my audience. So when I first started, I used to boost my page for likes on like Sundays and Mondays, and I would always have like a challenge group post up there. I'd always have some kind of coaching post up there so that people could see that, and then I just built relationships with those people that liked my post. So I would send them a friend request, and then afterwards I would send them a message, and I would say nothing about coaching whatsoever. I would just build a relationship with them if they were somebody that I felt like I would be attracted to or that I would want to work with. So I didn't do this to everybody. It was a way though for me to build relationships outside of just adding in friend requests and stuff like that. I felt much more comfortable using this form of social media. So that's what I did at first. Then once I got up and I had a little bit more of an audience on my page, what I would do is I would boost the posts that would show that they were getting a lot more engagement. So, they will tell you which posts are getting more engagement, and I would boost those posts for like $10 a day. So, sometimes if you look at it, I might spend like $300 a month just by boosting a post for $10 a day. But at the same time, if I had one coach sign up or one challenge pack, that's $50. And I was always making money back, if not more. So it wasn't a wash. I was always making something by doing that. And then what I started to do was I started to boost my posts for challenge groups or for coaching. So for example, this post here, I can show you. As you guys can see, there was 30 shares on this post and 122 comments for people that are interested in coaching. And what I did is I boosted this post. Let me see if I can go into the view results. But I boosted this post, and what I do is that I boosted this post for a lot of money. So I've had this post actually running all month long. I've had this post running. But as you guys can see, I've had a ton of people that are interested in coaching. And so right now I'm going back and I'm building relationships with those people. But what I traditionally do is I will set my boost for a higher amount, but then stop it. And this has been running for 30 days now. So, you know, I spent $300 extra on this, and I didn't do my $10 boost because I had so much engagement on this post. But I typically look to spend about $500 a month on my Facebook advertising. It's the only thing that I pay for. I don't pay for anything else. I don't have anybody running my Instagram or any of those other things. And so this is the only thing that I really pay for, but it always, always, always pays off, and it always brings me incredible coaches that are in my niche. And then what I do is, I guess you guys can't really see this, but I target things that are very particular to my niche. So I go all in on one topic. As you guys can see for nurses, I go into American Association of Nurse Anesthetists, American Association of Registered Nurses, Integrative Institute of Nutrition, Nurse Anesthetist, Neonatal Nursing, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, Nurse Practitioner, PNP. These are all nurses that have a little bit of a higher education. So, you know, whether they have a master's degree or a doctorate degree or at least a bachelor's degree in nursing. And so I do target higher level professionals, but I go all in on one topic. And I feel like that's kind of where coaches kind of have a problem, is that if maybe you're looking for let's say like you're searching for moms, you might do like moms and fitness, and you kind of like bunch it like all together. And so one thing that I feel like is super important is that when you boost your posts, and I don't do ads, so this is just all from boosting posts, and this is why I said like I go against the grain, but this is what works for me, and this is what I wanted to share with you guys, is that I go all in on one specific area. And I think that that's really, really important, that you go all in on one specific area and make sure that your post that you're boosting really, really speaks to your niche and who it is that you're asking for. I also include an application in here as well, because I believe that it's important to, you know, create applications and for people to apply into your business. But, you know, I just go into what my story is, the fact that I was a registered nurse, and, you know, what it is that I'm exactly looking for. So I'm not looking for everybody. I'm looking for very specific people, and it's boosted to that specific person. So I just wanted to share, this is what I do. The other thing is, say that I was going to do a post for moms, because I do also like to work with moms. So let's see if I can find a post about that I can share with you guys. Let's see here. More. Let's go into photos. So I'll show you another one that worked really, really well for me too. This is just a simple thing that I do, but here's another one for moms. Let's see, where's my post at? Oh, no, hold on. Where is that coming from? My phone like never rings. Off. Sorry about that, you guys. So like here's a post that I did for moms, and as you guys can see, I have 185 comments and 994 likes on this post. And I just wanted to share this with you because this was for a challenge group. So this actually, I put some information about the challenge group, and this is just information on this here. But again, in this particular post, I went all in on moms. So I went all in on like, what kind of mom is it that I want to attract? So I looked for kind of like higher end retail stuff. So like Bugaboo Stroller, maybe Janie and Jack, Amazon Mom. These are just some of the things that I go into for when I'm targeting a specific niche. So I feel like sometimes you have to be really specific in what it is that you want, and then think about where that ideal customer is that is actually shopping. I know sometimes when people target moms, you know, you might be getting some, I want to say like lower class people, but people that, you know, might not be the best entrepreneur type if you don't really think about like more of expensive branding and where people go and that are going to spend money. That to me is somebody that I don't know, somebody that I feel like would either spend money on a challenge pack or, have that ambition to be that CEO in their business. So that's just what I wanted to share with you guys about how I run my like page, and kind of going into, a little bit about what I do as far as targeting goes. But I just think it's really important. Like, you obviously have to speak to your niche. You have to know exactly who it is that you want to talk to. And then I don't create ads. I just use the boost. And I know that people say not to do it, but hey, this was my last 2 posts that I did boosts on, and it worked really, really well because I was very specific in the targeting that I use within my posts. So hopefully this helps you guys on Facebook like pages and how you guys can use your business. Just remember, always show up, always show value, use those insights that Facebook provides for you, and post more of what people like. It doesn't necessarily have to be Beachbody related, right? So you could create any kind of page like this. This is kind of more like a feature page, I guess, that is really speaking to your niche. And that's been the way that I've grown my business. I know that my team is really unique within Beachbody because we are mostly people in healthcare, but that's okay because I really relate to that kind of person and they really relate to my story. So this is just how I've built my business. By using my Facebook like page, I do use other areas, but this is where like my money goes, and it's a tanker every single time. I know that I can just create ads, boost my posts, and I always have new people always coming into my business, and people that I can connect with on a daily basis. So by looking at my my likes here, I can connect with these people and send them friend requests and whatnot. And so I always have people to add into my pipeline by creating this kind of system and by using a Facebook business page. So I hope that this helps you guys with Facebook business pages, and you guys have kind of those aha moments and causes you to think outside the box, because this is not your traditional social media like page training, but it's worked really, really well for me. And I hope that it helps you guys. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can reach out and just ask me, and I'd be happy to help you. All right, bye.